Guam, and Alaska, and formed the front line of America's nuclear deterrent strategy. On the other side of the Iron Curtain, the development of the powerful Mikulin AM-3 turbojet engine enabled the Soviets to build a comparable strategic bomber to the B-47, the Tupolev Tu-16 Badger. Capable of carrying both nuclear and conventional weapons, the Badger went into service across the communist world, and the Chinese version remains in the air today. An all-metal aircraft, the Tu-16 had steerable nose gear, and the main gear retracted backwards into their wing pods and flipped over to stow. The pilot could also release a chute on landing to reduce roll. The weapons bay could carry either nuclear or conventional weapons, up to a 19,850-pound bomb, although the bomber generally carried a range of smaller munitions. The Badger served in the front line of the Soviet nuclear deterrence strategy until intercontinental ballistic missiles were available in the early 1960s. But of all the strategic bombers, none has come close to the B-52 Stratofortress. Developed to carry nuclear weapons in Cold War deterrence missions, it was the B-52's conventional abilities that saw it become an integral part of the US war machine. 8 turbojet engines power this giant of the skies, which boasts a wingspan of 185 feet and can carry more than 60,000 pounds of armaments. Not to be left behind, the Soviets built the Myasishchev M4 Bison as an answer to the Superfortress. But the first prototypes of the long-range bomber proved a disappointment. It was unable to fly from the Soviet Union to the United States and back in one hop. A later variation of the Bison gained a longer range with the removal of 5 original gun barbettes, which lightened its load, and it was able to reach American waters. But the bomber was unable to reach key cities on the American continent. The Tupolev Tu-95 Bear was better placed to serve as a strategic bomber. The Bear is the only bomber to use turboprop engines, which give it a range and endurance greater than comparable jets at just slightly slower speeds. The Tu-95 became well known to American fighters as it prowled the edges of NATO airspace on surveillance missions. It was also the aircraft that dropped the Tsar Bomba hydrogen bomb in 1961, the most powerful atomic weapon ever test detonated. The following year, the USSR put the Tu-22 Blinder into service. Its medium bomber variant could reach supersonic speeds and cruise at high subsonic speeds. The Blinder carried up to 9,000 kilograms of bombs, including various free-fall nuclear weapons.
I'm Wing Commander Frank, the commanding officer of 83 Squadron and the captain of a Vulcan. The Vulcan is a delightful aeroplane. It combines the greatest ease of handling with a very high performance and extremely high reliability.
As one of the select countries to join the nuclear club, the United Kingdom was keen to develop its own strategic nuclear bomber. In 1952, the first Avro Vulcan took to the skies in test flights. The Delta Wing subsonic bomber went into service 4 years later, carrying Britain's first nuclear bomb, the Blue Danube. Vulcans carried Red Snow, Britain's first thermonuclear weapon, as well as American thermonuclear bombs under NATO agreements. The Vulcan could also be armed with conventional weaponry and played an important role in Britain's conflict with Argentina over the Falkland Islands in 1982. The jets bombed airfields and radar installations, refueling in mid-air using Victor aircraft, and setting the record for the world's longest distance raids. Also in the British arsenal was the Handley Page Victor HP-80. Its distinctive crescent wing was designed by German aerodynamicist Dr. Gustav Schönkampmann and Godfrey Lee of the Handley Page Aviation Company. The Victor was fitted with 4 Armstrong Siddeley Sapphire engines and had a larger bomb bay than its bomber counterparts. In 1956, test pilot Johnny Allam inadvertently broke the sound barrier when he dipped the nose and achieved